conflicts and how to manage them is just one of those reoccurring topics and questions when it comes to relationships, relating to other people, and especially with our partner. We might have very different conflict histories, what we bring with us in our life regarding conflict. We might react to it differently. Conflict might mean different things to us. So conflict can really be a challenge to us. When we are in conflict, there tends to be 5 different conflict styles that we can use in a conflict with another person. The first of these would be to fight. That means I fight the other person. I prioritize my needs, my goals in front of the other person's. So it's my way or no way. I fight the other person. I fight the other person's opinion. So that is one style in a conflict. The opposite style would of course be to adapt. I totally adapt, meaning I prioritize the relationship to the other person's needs ahead of my own goals and my needs. So I adapt. Then there's also the choice to avoid, to completely avoid the conflict, meaning I don't pretend that the conflict even exists, or I run away or whatever. I avoid the conflict. Then there's the fourth style, which is about compromise. I get a little bit of my way and you get a little bit of your way. This sort of compromise can be, at sometimes it can be a good thing, but it can also feel like getting sort of half the cake but not the full thing. So it can also leave a little bit of a sour feeling in the guts, so to speak. And then there's the fifth style, which is cooperate. This is where we really take time to look at each other's needs. What are the needs behind those strategies that collide in our everyday life? What are the needs behind? And what other ways can we find to fulfill these needs? Because often the conflict occurs on the strategy level, the things we do, not on the needs level. The needs, we can have opposing needs, but we can find better strategies that will not collide to fulfill our needs if we're willing to take the time to an effort to do that. So that would be to cooperate. Now, is one or the other better? No. They're all better or worse in different times. Sometimes we might need to fight. Sometimes we might need to adapt in a certain situation. There are times when we need to avoid a conflict and maybe get back to it later. That might be the most efficient style of relating to the conflict. A compromise might be a really good thing to do when we don't feel we have or are able to take the time to really cooperate and really get into the depth of things. Of course, the best feeling tends to come out of the cooperate. When both feels that their needs are fully met, that usually leaves the really best feeling after a conflict. But it's not always practically possible to take that time, or both might not be willing at the time to take that. So using all 5 styles might be really necessary. An example of the 5 different styles would be, let's say I want to go play golf on the golf course, and my partner wants to go see a movie together. So we have this conflict of strategies, what we want to do. So the way to fight it would be that I sort of tie my partner to my golf bag and I pull him or her out on the golf course. I fight, it's my way. The other way would be to adapt, meaning I go with my partner to the movie, I sort of sit there, doesn't feel alright, sort of cheesy movie or whatever, I don't feel totally good, but I adapt, I'm there anyway. The avoiding would be that we just stay at home instead, we don't even discuss it, we sort of just turn on the TV and sort of go into a hypnotic trance looking at the TV and avoid talking about it at all. It sort of just feels like, sort of irritation towards each other, probably. The compromise would be that we sort of go to a miniature golf course and play a little 20-30 minutes there, and then we go pick a short movie to see, like a 20-minute movie or whatever, a short little flick, and we sort of get a little bit of both what we wanted, but it doesn't really feel totally good because it's not truly what we wanted, but it's a compromise. The cooperate would be to look at, so why do I want to go play golf? What need is being fulfilled here? Why does my partner want to go see a movie? And we might find that the needs behind my need might be to get out and exercise, move around in the outdoors. And my partner's need might be to have a really good time together, to do something together. So we look at the needs and we say, we agree that let's go for a walk instead. We'll go for a walk. And it feels for both, like I get my need met, that I get outdoors and I get to move around, and my partner feels we're doing something valuable and fun together. So this would be a way to cooperate. Relating to conflict, we can also have, like I said, different conflict histories. We can have different views. And two really clear different views that we can have are the harmony view versus the conflict view. If I have the harmony view, I think that conflicts are a bad thing. They need and can be avoided. People who cause conflicts are troublemakers, and so forth. That's sort of the harmony view. The conflict view says conflicts always happen when people come together. It's a natural thing, and conflicts can be very enriching if they are managed and handled. The thing about the harmony view and the conflict view is that, in my experience, harmony view often leads to conflict because we're pushing it away, we're trying to pretend it doesn't exist, and so forth. The conflict view, if we have that, both of us, and we're willing to take the time and to find the enriching part in the conflict, because the conflicts can truly enrich in relationships, then that often leads to harmony. So in my experience, harmony view leads to conflict. Conflict view, having the conflict view tends to lead to harmony. So when you have a conflict, remind yourself of the 5 conflict styles. Which one are you using? Which one would be most efficient to use and best to use in this situation? What is my history with conflicts? How is that affecting me in the now? Am I applying a harmony view, or am I applying a conflict view right now? And how is that affecting our chances to work on this conflict together with my partner, so it'll make our relationship even better going forward?